right, folks, just a reminder, these trades are done in a simulator. It's important to understand the limitations of hypothetical results. Make sure you read that hypothetical risk disclaimer you see on the screen. If you have any questions about what it means, please feel free to contact us. You can email trade@infinityfutures.com with any specific questions. Thanks again. Hey everybody, good morning. It's Patrick Zielbauer. Thanks for taking a look at this video. So it's 9:57 on September 23rd. I wanted to give you a quick sort of run through of another trade idea that was panning out in the E-mini Russell and a couple of the other indexes with this MPD idea. So effectively, we saw some chop this morning, and it's still sort of behaving that way between these half MPD lines, these blue lines. And what I was looking for was I was looking for opportunities to fade. And so I sort of was typing this out as I was thinking. This is the S&P here. There were a couple of trade ideas that panned out in the E-mini, both on the micro and the regular, which I'll try and cover in another video. But basically what I was looking for was the market to peel back, which it did. I had a couple of short contracts on. These were done in a simulated environment, as you can see. And the market stopped. I took profit on one of the S&P trades and one of the micro trades, and then the other part of the micro trade got stopped out. But then what I was looking for was the market to come back up, and I was looking for it to make another new high around this area, which would be above the recent high, after all the new longs were to get sucked in. So the idea would be the market, there's not a lot of conviction. There was some Fed speak that just I believe happened and a little bit later today, but there wasn't a lot of conviction in the market. Very choppy. People are complaining about choppy markets this morning. I'm kind of listening. And what that tells me is that if the market breaks above that prior high, there'd probably be a lot of new long interest that is fadeable. So I was thinking about a way to try to get short the market in this area, but the S&P never made it. Okay, never made it. At the same token, I was willing to buy if the market had come back down towards this lower MPD half line, the blue line down here as well, but that never happened. Okay, but in the Russell, let me clear this off the screen. And here's the NASDAQ and the Dow on top of it. In the Russell, the market peaked above that value, or excuse me, the VWAP, that volume weighted average price, but the other markets at that time had not done so. So the Russell was kind of acting like the outlier. It looked like it was, trying to trick people into getting long. And so that's where I decided to put a sell on. So I put one sell on in the regular E-mini Russell. The NASDAQ was below its VWAP. The Dow at the time was below its VWAP. It still is. And so I put one short on there. And then the market did, behave in the way that I expected. It came down, and ideally, in this situation with Fed speakers, I would say you may try to, cover this one and take what you can get out of it. You've heard me say in some of the other videos, put the stop at break even and leave it for the entire day. It's so early in the morning. I'm not sure that that's something I would do, especially with the Fed speak coming out. But in this case, the market is already sort of approaching the area where I have the short from at 58.80. I have the stop in there. I'm only up 110 bucks at this point. This is one of those situations where I might just say, you know what, to heck with it. Let's just leave the stop there. See if we get taken out. If we get taken out, no problem. We'll look for new areas to be short, or if the conviction changes, we'll look for some areas to be long. But if this fails, and it may, then we might we have a good chance at making some new lows. In which case, I'm just going to keep the one short. So as of right now, we're short one, up about 100 bucks, stops at 58.80. We'll see how it plays out for the remainder of the session. I'll probably come back in a little bit and see how things look. But I did want to give you my thoughts on it and remind you as well that choppy markets that lack conviction are not necessarily untradeable. In many cases, they are tradable, and I believe this to be an opportunity to display that. Okay, I'll be back soon. Thanks. Hey everybody, welcome back. So just a few minutes later, 10:05, the market did pop up. It stopped us out at the break-even price of 58.80, as you can see here. So, that happens. I mean, it would have been nice to cover this at that lower half MPD area. If I was a little bit more focused and watching, that's probably would have been possible. Again, I do really like the idea of a stop at break-even and waiting to see if there's a chance to catch something that really keeps running. Obviously, that's not going to work out every time, but if you start to shift your thinking a little bit about open trade equity, don't think about it as a loss or as even a huge opportunity cost. I mean, it's not the same as getting a full stop out. You never had the trade completed or closed, and you're really never going to get a chance to catch one that really runs if you're always keeping your stop super tight. You just won't. A really good example was again last week when we had that hypothetical short on and the market just got crushed into the late afternoon. So, you got to catch one of those from time to time. It's really hard to do if you micromanage a position. Now that the market has flattened us out on the Russell, there's nothing that I have working. I don't have any other orders out there. I'm looking at, here's the Dow and the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is still below its VWAP. The Dow is a little bit above. The S&P, I'll bring over here briefly, is basically right on top of it. So again, not a lot of conviction in this market. The Nasdaq and the Russell are both down on the day. The S&P and the Dow are basically flat. I'll probably be looking here for some other short opportunities unless things really change. So if that happens, we'll have some more additions to this video. If not, we'll probably do another one tomorrow. I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. I hope it was useful. Thanks.